Hello there children. Well, we hope you've had a lovely time with us for World Book Day, and now it's time for bedtime story. So I thought, because I've been dressed as Cruella de Vil all day with the puppies, I would tell you the story of 101 Dalmatians. So here we go. Once upon a time in London lived two Dalmatians, Pongo and Mrs. They lived in a house with Mr. and Mrs. Dearly. And one day, Pongo said to Mrs. "Are you all right, dear?" "I am," she said, "but we're going to have puppies." "How exciting," said Pongo. The night came for the puppies to arrive, but they didn't just have one puppy, or two puppies, or three, or four, or five. They had 15 puppies. Goodness me! Mr. and Mrs. Dearly were very excited. "I wonder where we'll let them all sleep though," said Mrs. Dearly. "Don't worry about that," said Mr. Dearly. "We'll be fine." A few days later, a lady came knocking at the door. "Oh, hello, darlings. I'm Cruella de Vil. I'm very interested in your puppies. I'd love to buy them from you." "Oh, no, no, no," said Mr. and Mrs. Dearly. "The puppies are not for sale." "Nonsense," she said. "I've got plenty of money. Name your price." "No, I'm sorry, Cruella. It's very kind of you, but the puppies are not for sale." "Suit yourself." And she flounced out of the house. She got into a car and said, "Oh, I really wanted those puppies. They would make a delicious coat for me to wear." And off she went. Pongo and Mrs. were not happy, and they growled after her. "Rrr, I don't trust her," said Pongo. "Nor do I," said Mrs. "She's enough to scare the spots off any pup." A few days later, Pongo and Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. Dearly had gone for a walk in the park. When they got back, the puppies had gone. "Oh no, Mrs. Somebody's taken our puppies." Mr. and Mrs. Dearly phoned the police. They put adverts in the papers. Nobody had seen them. Pongo and Mrs. sat on the hill in the park and they sent out a message to all the dogs. "Woof, woof, woof." You can join in if you like. "Woof, woof, woof, woof. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, woof, woof." All the answers came back from across the city. Nobody had seen the puppies, apart from one very deep voice. "Colonel here, calling in from outside of London. I can tell you the puppies are here. Follow my bark." Pongo and Mrs. set off straight away. They ran and they ran and they ran through the night. "Woof, woof, keep coming," said Colonel, and off they went until eventually they arrived at an old house. "Ooh, I don't like the look of this place," said Pongo. "Nor do I," said Mrs. Out came Colonel. "Good of you to come. Come with me," he said, and he led them up into the tower. And when they looked down, they saw the puppies. "They're our puppies," said Mrs. "And not just our puppies. There's lots and lots of puppies. We must rescue them all." "I'm not sure how we're going to get in," said the Colonel, "but leave it with me." He sniffed until he found a way in, and in they squeezed. And they saw two men. They were there to look after the puppies. They actually spent more time watching the television than doing any looking after. But that would work in the dog's favour. "Oh, when's she due to come and get these puppies?" said one of the men. "I don't know. You tell me. I'm getting bored looking after these puppies though. Come on, let's go and watch some television." "We must get them now, quickly." And so they snuck into the house and started to round up the puppies. But then they heard a voice that filled them with fear. "Hello," said Cruella de Vil. "I'm home. Where are the puppies? There's news everywhere. Everybody's looking for these puppies. The police are involved. I've got to get rid of them now. You must make them into a coat this very night." And off she went. "Oh, no, said Mrs. "We must stop them. They can't make our puppies into a coat." Quick as a flash, they rounded up all of the puppies. There were so many of them, and they said, "We must be really quiet and we must wait until those two men are asleep in front of the television, and then we can sneak out." They waited and waited, and eventually they heard the men asleep. Now, said everybody, and they scampered out of the door and across the fields. Off they went. Oh dear, poor little Cadpig, who was the smallest of the puppies. I'm very sorry, I can't keep up. My little paws are tired. Oh, goodness me, said Pongo. He picked him up in his mouth and off they ran. Let's go. They ran and they ran. Suddenly they heard a sound, a beeping of a horn. Beep, beep. It was Cruella's car, and over she came at great speed, looking for the puppies. Oh no, we must hide. Quick! And they spotted a van at the side of the road, and a little terrier dog came out and said, "You all right? We need to hide. Can we use your van?" "Of course." And all the dogs and the puppies jumped into the back of the van, and they sat really quiet. Cruella's car went past, and she started to skid on the snow and skid on the ice and skid on the snow and skid on the ice, and woo! Her car crashed. "Goodness me," she said. She was so cross. Meanwhile, the van set off back to London with all the puppies inside, and eventually they got back to Mr. and Mrs. Daly's house. Oh, they were so delighted to see them. "Thank goodness, Pongo and Mrs. We were so worried. Do you think there'd be room for maybe a few more puppies?" "A few more?" When they opened the van, oh my goodness me, they started to count them. There were 99 puppies. With Pongo and Mrs, that made 101 Dalmatians. The end. Oh, children, we hope you've enjoyed today. We certainly have.